What is going on, everybody? Monster Inc.'s back with another video, and yes, I did miss last week's show. I'm very sorry about that. I had some stuff going on, and I just really wasn't feeling up for it too much, so I kind of just didn't. I kind of just didn't do it. Wasn't up for it. So, but I'm back. I'm back to do the review for AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. What a show. Honestly, in my opinion, yeah, this did have 5 matches, but it honestly kind of felt like it was a mini pay-per-view. Like it was something that they weren't like hyping up for it, but ended up getting hype anyways because it was amazing. It was an amazing night. It was a really good night. You had a championship match. You had a dream match that blew the house down. You had Cody Rhodes for some reason getting booed in New York City. I don't know why. But we will talk about that, and we'll go through it right here on this podcast, on this audio podcast. I know there is video, but you really can't see anything. It's just an audio thing for when you're riding down the road and you want to listen to something. If you guys do enjoy this audio podcast, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already. But let's get on to it. I guess we'll start with the opener of the show. We'll start with Kenny Omega with Don Callis versus Bryan Danielson. Literally blew the house down. This match was amazing. This match literally was like, I was like, how is anybody gonna follow this? How's anybody gonna follow this match? Like, they had a women's world championship match tonight, and I don't even think this followed it. It didn't at all. But this match was really good. It was amazing. Like I said, went to a draw, time limit draw. It literally had every spot known to man. It had V triggers. It had Daniel Bryan doing the running kicks. It had label locks. Anybody that doesn't know, that's a yes lock. It had literally almost everything. Well, he did put the label lock on him at the end, but he was trying to get on him, but Kenny Omega was just not letting him get it on there. He was just not letting him get the label lock. He kept putting his foot on the rope. But Kenny Omega didn't hit the one-winged angel either because he fought out of it with a reverse Hurricane Rana, which was amazing. This whole show had just the standards of not this whole show, but this whole match just felt like something new. It felt like, oh my gosh, we're actually getting Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega. Craziness, and it was crazy. But Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson, they didn't finish the match. The match will go on. It will continue. They went time limit, 30-minute time limit. They blew the house down. It was absolutely incredible from start to finish. There is one thing that I have a problem with AEW, though. AEW, I don't think, has countouts. I don't think they have countouts in any of their matches. Like, I don't know if maybe that's a thing that they could do by like a 20 count, because I know that New Japan does that, 20 counts. I don't know if that's maybe a thing that they do where they have like where they don't go a full 10, because Bryan Danielson was literally out of the ring and Kenny Omega were literally out of the ring for a whole 10 count. I mean, he hit a V-trigger from the top of the ramp onto Daniel Bryan, which Daniel Bryan, my goodness, he can sell his freaking butt off. He can sell like crazy. He was shaking. That's how he was selling. He was literally shaking. And so, the whole match just had, it was just crazy. It did end in a draw. There was no winner. But they fought their hearts out, and you got to give Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega props for that match. Any person, if you're listening to this right now, I would go back and watch Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson. If you want to miss the rest of the show, go right ahead. I mean, Malachi Black and Cody Rhodes was all right. MJF versus Brian Pillman Jr. was all right. But the opening match, this show, literally blew the house down. It blew the house down. Um, then we had our next thing that we had the second thing, which was CM Punk. CM Punk apparently is going to fight on Rampage against Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs. I think that's what his name is. He's from Team Taz, and Kenny. Oh my goodness, I'm still talking about the CM Punk. I'm sorry, I don't know how to confuse that. CM Punk literally said that you should have finished the job. You should have finished the job. If you were gonna kill me, if you were gonna try to take me out, you should have finished the job, Hobbs. You didn't finish the job. Therefore, I'm coming for you on Rampage, and I'm gonna frick you up. That's what he said. And he's gonna fight Hobbs on Rampage. Yeah, and I hope it'll be pretty good. But wait. On here on the notes, it says first hour before being attacked, Team Taz Powerhouse Hobbs a rematch between Punk and Hobbs was later made official for Rampage. All right, so I thought they were saying that Hook and Hobbs were gonna fight Punk, and no, it's just Hobbs and Punk. But pretty much we're gonna get Hobbs versus Punk in a match on Rampage, which I'm pretty excited about. Then we had our second match of the night, which was MJF versus Brian Pillman Jr. This match was all right. MJF works his butt off just like always. Brian Pillman Jr. works his butt off just like always. Again, MJF just being a great heel he is. He did some spots in here that were probably making people mad. He told Julia Hart to give him a kiss, and it probably made a lot of people mad. But he's a heel. He's a great heel. It's what he does. He's a heel, and he plays it well. But he did get Brian Pillman Jr. in his submission move, and Brian Pillman Jr. did lose in 9 minutes and 20 seconds, which was very good timing, I guess. And then we had a match that kind of confused me a little bit. This match kind of confused me a little bit. Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes with Arn Anderson and Brandy Rhodes. This match kind of confused me a little bit. In New York City, I'm going to ask you a question. Any person from New York City, or any person that went to this show tonight, what did Cody Rhodes do to get booed? I don't know if Cody is a heel because of last week, because I saw that he attacked Malachi Black. But what did he do to deserve to get booed? I thought Cody was a face. I thought everybody loved and respected Cody. Why is he getting booed all of a sudden? The last time he was in a match was against Malachi Black, and he was going to take his boot off. And everybody was like, no, don't do it. But New York City just hated him. It's like New York City did not want Cody. And it's like, what did he do? I don't know. I kind of found it kind of weird that Malachi Black was the heel of the match. He was the heel of the story, and he was the one getting booed. It was kind of weird. But I guess everybody's different of what they want in wrestling, and I guess New York City just doesn't want Cody. Cody Rhodes did fight his heart out though tonight. Just like, they didn't fight like Dan O'Brien and Kenny Omega, but he did fight. Malachi Black did get the win. He did pick up the win by spitting some apparently poison in Cody's face. Some poison mist in Cody's face, which I guess Malachi Black's gonna do that now. Asuka did it, now Malachi's doing it. I didn't think it would need it. I didn't think it was needed for Malachi Black's character to do that. But hey, if you're gonna have him do it, you might as well have him do it, right? But apparently Arn Anderson fell, like he was trying to go around the turnbuckles, and he fell off the turnbuckles. And I don't know if that was by accident or that was story scripted. Like, hey, Malachi Black is powerful enough to kick him off while he's already down. I think he just botched it and he fell off. But I hope he's all right, because that's a pretty long fall. But then he got back on the turnbuckle because Arn Anderson, He'll if he's gonna look if they're gonna complete a spot, he's not gonna give up by just falling off that turnbuckle or falling off that apron or wherever whatever happened to him. If he fell, he slipped by accident. He's still gonna do the spot because he got right back up there, did the spot. Cody ran into him by Malachi Black pushing him into him, and then he got out of the ring and he pushed Cody back, and the whole crowd popped when he did that. I was like, why is Cody Rhodes so hated in New York? Did Cody Rhodes do something in New York that peed people off or something? Like, I don't know. I was like, why is Cody Rhodes so hated? I was questioning the entire time. Like, why is Cody Rhodes so hated? I was even on the phone with my girlfriend and I was asking, did Cody Rhodes do something wrong? And I just didn't get it. I didn't get it why that had to happen. But it did happen. So Malachi Black did defeat Cody. And then we had a tag team match, Sting and Darby Allin versus FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, which this match was pretty good. Sting wrestled, which he doesn't really do that often, but when he does it, he makes it look fantastic. He did get the submission. Darby Allin hit the coffin drop from the top rope, and pretty much Dax Harwood, I think that's one. The one with the bald head and the mustache, he's the one that tapped out for the win. So yeah, he's the one that tapped out for the win, and yeah, Sting and Darby Allin got the win. And then we had our main event, which was Dr. Britt Baker, DMD versus Dr. Britt Baker with Jamie Hayter and Rebel versus Ruby Soho. This match, I wish they would have followed up better. I think it was a good match overall. It was a good match overall, but it didn't top the main event, or the main event. It didn't top the opening match, which I don't think you could have. But it did feel kind of stale, I'm not gonna lie. And maybe I'm the only one that felt that way. I kind of felt kind of stale with it a little bit. But I mean, maybe other people felt differently. I didn't think this match. I mean, yeah, it was a championship match, but honestly, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I didn't enjoy it all that much. It was very interesting, I guess, for what they had. Because Dr. Britt Baker can always fight and Ruby Soho can fight, but I just didn't enjoy it. I just didn't enjoy it all that much. I don't know why. It didn't feel like a main event to me. I feel like you should have had Bryan and Omega be the main event, and maybe that's how they end the show. But I didn't feel like this was main event worthy at all. Like, I think Malachi Black and Cody should have been main event if that's how they were gonna do this. Because this just didn't feel like a main event match. This just didn't feel like main event match. This just felt like a championship match. And I understand if you're going to say, oh, well, it is for the championship, but if it's for the championship, shouldn't it be more, a bigger match than what it was? Yes, it was for the champion, but I just felt like I was watching Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho just in a regular match on a Dynamite, and it's just, I wanted to feel more special than that. And it didn't feel special to that. It felt like, honestly, if they didn't have Jamie Hayter or Rebel out there, I think the match would have been better, because it's like, oh well, they're gonna get involved, and Britt Baker's gonna pick up the win because of them, because she's a heel, and of course that's how the heel characters do. But I just felt like this match didn't really deliver as much as Bryan and Omega did. And Don Callis was out there with Omega, and he didn't get in the way or anything. And Malachi Black and Cody, Cody had Arn Anderson and Brandy Rhodes out there, and they really didn't get in the way. Brandy Rhodes actually flicked off Malachi Black. Brandy Rhodes actually flicked off Malachi Black and said, "Hey, F you." I was like, that's not very PG. But I didn't understand this main event. This main event kind of felt like a I'll give it a 5 because it's a title match. But Bryan and Omega, that was a 10. That was a 10. And honestly, the 10 should have been the main event because it was for the championship, and both these women seemed like legitimate threats. But this match just didn't feel like that. But it is how it is. Ruby did take a loss to Britt Baker's glove thing that pretty much happened in it. But all in all, I thought it was a pretty good night. I'm excited for Punk to be wrestling again. I'm excited to see what goes on with Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson again, because I know they're gonna have another match. And I think once Bryan gets that LaBelle lock in, I think it's gonna be over for Kenny Omega. Cody Rhodes, I'm still not certain of what if he's a face or a heel, or why he's being booed. I don't really know why. But maybe you do in the comments. But yeah, I'll give the night a 9, just because the opener and the main event. Yeah, it didn't really do anything for me. But hearing the Punk's gonna be returning again to fight, I guess that's a way to excite me a little bit, because I don't know. I just kind of felt. I mean, I did enjoy it. But honestly, I kind of felt a little stale towards that main event, and I know I'm probably gonna get some hate for that, but I'm not trying to get hate. I just didn't enjoy it all that much. So but yeah, that's my review for it. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. On the road to 210 subscribers, which I know we can get there if you guys, hit the subscribe button, and it'd be greatly appreciated. I do appreciate everybody that has hit the subscribe button on this channel. I did not think this channel was gonna be making it that far, but tell me what you guys think down in the comments if you guys enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, the opener was a Grand Slam. The main event, kind of not as much as it should have been. And don't think I'm hating on these women. I'm not. I think Dr. Britt Baker is a phenomenal wrestler. I think Ruby Soho, she's a phenomenal wrestler. It's just I didn't feel like they put that on the effort tonight, and maybe it's because the crowd was a little stale from the Omega and Bryan match. That's why they were a little bit off. But I just didn't feel like people enjoy. I just didn't enjoy it that much. But I will let y'all go. If y'all did like that, enjoy hit the like button and subscribe, and take care.